Hi, I'm Haley Menard from the Sugar Burger. You are in my home kitchen, and today we are tackling the ever fancy dessert, creme brulee. It only has a few ingredients, you can make it ahead, and you get to light stuff on fire. So let's do it. This is absurd. You really undersold it. I could make myself sick. I could literally make myself sick on this. The first step in creme brulee is that we have to heat up some cream. Some people mix cream and milk or just go full milk. You can do that. It's gonna change the texture of your dish. I am going to use 100% cream because if you're gonna go for it, just go for it. So this is 2 cups. Basically, we're waiting for this to boil, and when it does, if you're using a vanilla bean to flavor this, which you can if you're feeling bougie, you're going to go ahead and cut that pot in half and pop it in this cream mixture. You're basically leaving it in there while it cools down just a little bit for like 10 minutes or so, because you're steeping it like tea. I am going to go the moderately trashy way and use vanilla extract, which means that I'm not gonna put it in when the cream is super hot. I'm actually going to put it in a little bit later than that, like wait the 10 minutes and then do it. The reason for that is vanilla extract's an alcohol, so you don't want it to all burn off. You can drink it if you want and you know, take a shot of it. I'm just kidding, don't do that, it's super gross. Funny story, forgot a little bit of a step here. This hasn't boiled yet for reference. I'm going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Salt does all sorts of good things, brings out all sorts of good flavors. People are gonna relate to me now. I'm like, oh my God, she's so not perfect. Me either. It's amazing. So we are boiling. I am going to remove this guy from the burner, and I'm actually going to put my tea kettle on with water in it. This is gonna become important later. These creme brulee actually cook in a water bath, which, you know, not a ton of things do. So this is a new cool step for some people to learn. So I'm going to fill my tea kettle and replace it where the cream was to give it a boil. While our cream is cooling, we are going to make our egg mixture. So we're beating together egg yolks, yolks only, and sugar. And you're gonna beat it until it's yellow and fluffy and beautiful. I am using 4 chicken eggs. Going back, Susan. 4 duck eggs. I presume most of you don't have waterfowl perusing your backyard.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop.
So if you're using chicken eggs that you got from the store like a normal person, I would say use 6 chicken egg yolks, the grossest part. I like to just use my hand because the white kind of just slides on through. We have 4 beautiful duck egg yolks, and then we're going to combine it with 1/2 cup of sugar. This is the mixture that you're going to whip into a frenzy. I'm going to invoke the forearm of my husband because everybody knows that husband forearms are better.
I can't use like the automatic one.
No, it ruins the authenticity.
Just it takes so long.
Look at him go. Do you want to show your forearm pump at any point?
So my technique is to trick it. Good?
Thanks for your assistance.
No problem.
Good job.
Glad I could help.
So at this point, we are ready to bring our slightly cooled milk over, and we are going to combine these 2 things without cooking the eggs. We are adding our vanilla extract now that the cream mixture's a little bit cooled. And then we are going to add part of it into the eggs and then put that back into the rest of the cream. Doing that is basically bringing your eggs up to temperature gently, and then you can combine the whole thing and they won't cook or scramble. So our measurement of a Kirkland capful of vanilla is going into our heavy cream. I'm gonna give that a zhuzh. And now I'm gonna pour this cream, some of it, into these eggs. Now these eggs are ready to put back into the rest of the cream. So everything's combined and this is it. Essentially, this is a basic vanilla custard. We are going to pour it into our creme brulee dishes. It's really important that they're shallow. Mine are shallow and huge. We're gonna call it date night creme brulee because it's definitely enough for 2. I'm going to evenly divide this into our creme brulee dishes. I have my dishes, as you'll notice, in a pan already. I mentioned that water bath earlier, and what's gonna happen is when we put this in the oven, we're gonna fill this pan with that boiling water. The reason for that is because you don't want a wet custard under like a dry crust. You don't want the top to dry out because it's gonna crack. The steam just keeps the top just as moist as the bottom. Here we go with our pour. Maybe these are like menage a trois creme brulees because they're really big. So now that we've filled our dishes, we are going to walk these super carefully to the oven. And when we put them in the oven on the tray, that's when I'm gonna put the boiling water on. Really no point in walking around your kitchen with like a pan full of water. You're probably gonna spill, you're probably gonna get it in the creme brulee. Are you ready, Susan? Our oven is preheated to 325. Once these are safely on the rack, I'm going to put our boiling water in here until it goes about halfway up these dishes. It's boiling, as you can see. They're already gonna get the steam that they need to stay nice and moist. We're cooking these for about 30 minutes. Pew, 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 pew. All right, here I come. Our creme brulee are out of the oven. You can see that they're, first of all, no longer a liquid, so yay. Second of all, the centers are like just barely jiggly, and that's what you want to know that it's like cooked. That's what you're looking for. Very technical. These are going to come to room temperature, and then you're going to put some saran wrap on the top so they don't get like an extra skin, and throw them in the fridge. You need to chill them for a while. You know, I usually just leave them overnight, let them have a sleepover. These creme brulee have been sitting in the fridge for a full evening. They are now completely set. Now we're at the fun part where we get to light shit on fire. I am going to test each different kind of sugar that I've seen people write into recipes. Granulated sugar, basic thing that everybody has in their house. Turbinado sugar, or as most people probably know, the brand Sugar in the Raw. And this has like much larger sugar crystals. We are going to torch each and figure out if it matters at all. To do this, I borrowed my husband's handy dandy torch gun. This is basically just a continuous, pretty high, cool flame. Do not use your broiler because you just spent all that time chilling these in the fridge and then you're gonna put it in a hot oven. It's just silly. So if you ever see that instruction, don't. Here we go with the granulated sugar. You have to put like a whole crusting of it on. It looks like a lot of sugar because it is. All right, and here we go with the turbinado sugar. It's dessert. If you're not down for the calories or sugar, you should just like have a banana. Here we go with our test. I'm going to start with the basic granulated sugar. No, I'm not. There we go. So you'll start to see the sugar bubble and turn brown, and you just go real slow to make sure that you're actually melting and creating this crust. Dude, if this wasn't such a giant creme brulee, we'd be done. It's like I'm trying to scorch the whole surface of the earth. It's not turning off. That doesn't work. The granulated sugar actually did pretty good. That looks like a solid creme brulee crust to me. Melted really nice. It looks like it's gonna have a really good crack on it. I'm going to hit the turbinado sugar now and see if we get different results. I feel like I'm running out of butane. Here is our torched turbinado. So that is significantly different. This one's like more puddly. This one's more grainy. These are technical terms. We have to test. So I am going to first give them each a crack with a spoon to see how good of a crust the sugar made. So we got a good sound. That is nice. Look at those nice shards in there. This isn't officially the tasting portion, but I'm doing it. Oh my God, that's so good. I want to take another bite, but I know I have to eat this one now. All right, here we go. A little bumpier ice skating rink, but it's still there. Not as severe of a crack. Look at those nice shards. I think the granulated sugar is prettier, but this tastes like way better. It's definitely a little bit thicker, first of all, and it has a little bit more of that brulee taste compared to the granulated. Here's the deal. If you don't have turbinado sugar at your house, I don't really see the need to make an extra shopping trip for it. But if you do, I would use that. Most important part, the Nate taste test. He is unaware of the differences between the two creme brulee. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here's your spoon.
So I gotta crack it? Oh,
Yeah, give it a,
Ooh.
ooh.
Okay. It's good. That one's good.
That's the one. Went for another bite.
That's good.
One's regular, and then one is sugar in the raw.
Sugar in the raw.
That's the ticket. All right. Thanks, Nate.
No problem. Anytime.
I'm just gonna do the finishing right now. If I had to give it a rating, I'm hitting this with the tits. Not, oh my God. Make creme brulee. It's super easy and it is a crowd pleaser every time. These are so good. I'm going to involuntarily keep eating this now.